Okay, this is take 2 because Amy made me do this over for a stupid reason.
Hi, everybody. I'm Amy.
I'm Finding Elizabeth, and we're here in, where are we?
Bentonville, Arkansas.
Bentonville, Arkansas. And this is, we figured out the 4th state that we have been in together, and we've only known each other like a year. Oh, look, I have naked collarbones. Oh. I can't do a video without my collarbones. You have naked shoulders. Mm-hmm. Anyway, we didn't get a lot of questions for our lamey video, as Reloaded called it. We're so lamey.
It's a great name.
It is.
I'm totally stealing that name. Thank you, Rhea. That was awesome.
So, so we decided that we would do a joint video response to Gracie, No One's Stopping Me But Me's video, who put out kind of a call for us to talk about the people on YouTube who had inspired us.
And we have a ton of people to talk about. We've been talking about this since Gracie's video came out, so we've been talking about it this whole time. But we decided that we're not going to just call out our friends, because that would be annoying. So,
but not that the people we're calling out aren't our friends.
But you know what I'm saying.
Everybody on my list is my friend.
We're not going to specifically call out, like, we just felt we feel like everybody else. It's hard to name people's names. Everybody inspires us. We love everybody. But these are people.
That's not necessarily true. Not everybody inspires me. She's going to make me start over again if I keep doing that.
These are people who have done something like very specific that have had a big impact on our journey. Okay, go ahead. You start.
Well, wait, we forgot to talk about, are you having fun in Arkansas?
Oh, I'm having a great time. Liz has had to work a lot, unfortunately.
I've had to work a lot.
But we've had a lot of fun, and I'm just so happy. Every time we hang out together, I'm thrilled.
I know, me too.
I know, yeah.
Okay.
We're at BFF. We're BFF at BFF. Sorry.
Lamey at BFF. Okay, so anyway, I get to start because I'm older than you, both by years and in the process.
I felt so old today. I mean, there are so many young people here.
Okay, I have to tell this on YouTube because there's some people on YouTube who aren't on Facebook. Oh, so, okay, if you don't know this, Amy buys really ugly shoes.
Lamey buys ugly shoes.
No, I do not buy ugly shoes. So
Amy is lamey.
So last night on Facebook, I posted a picture of her shoes that she thought. I mean, she actually called me. You want to tell them what you called those shoes? No, don't. It's embarrassing even to me. So these were shoes that she thought were really sexy, and I had her try on the shoes that I wanted her to wear today that actually were really sexy. And she didn't believe me, so I posted it on Facebook, and within 20 seconds, 100 people had chosen my shoes, of course. So she wore them today. She looked fabulous. These were some sexy scientists here. I mean, they really were. And Amy was the most feminine looking one of the group.
Not the sexiest one, but the most feminine looking one.
Oh, Lord. But what was so funny to me is they had little breakout groups, and as she was leaving one group to go to another group, this woman in her group said, "You're a scientist? Look at those shoes." They were my shoes. They were saying her shoes were really sexy for a scientist. But anyway. Okay.
What can you say?
This is already going to be an hour.
Busted.
And I'm digressing.
Yeah.
So anyway, my first person is Less of Sarah.
Oh.
Of course.
Love you, Less of Sarah.
Yes. And I'm going to see you in a week. Oh my God, I have so much to do to get ready for WSFA. So
we're drinking.
We're drinking.
That shouldn't surprise anybody.
Yeah, I know.
Thumbs down.
Well, Gracie said we had to be drinking to do this video when she texted me yesterday and told us we had to do it. But we're already talking about doing it.
Yeah.
So anyway, Less of Sarah, she was one of the first people that I watched all the way through. I was initially drawn to her, because she's kind of a big deal. And also because, she was pretty significantly overweight, as was I. And I pretty much watched her videos straight through, right out of surgery. I started watching YouTube videos the week I got home when I was recovering from surgery. But when I really was more inspired by her was about 9 months post-op. I went back and decided I wanted to watch her videos from the same time I was. So what's 37 weeks or whatever. So if it was my 37th week, I would go back and watch her 37th week. And what I realized this time rewatching them, because in the beginning I had been pretty much focused on the mechanics of the process. What do you eat? Exercise? How fast are you going to lose the weight? But the second time around, I had already gotten that stuff kind of down, and I was more interested in the emotional process and the things that were going on. And she went really deep in her videos on these things. And I don't know that I appreciated it so much the first time I watched it, but it was hugely helpful to me going through it. And Sarah, if you're watching this, which you probably aren't, you should start making videos again so I can continue to do that. So anyway, that's my first person is Last of Sarah.
And so my first person is Liz, because Liz told me to do the same thing. She said, go back and watch Last of Sarah's videos on the week where you're at. So I started doing that. And the first video that I watched, Last of Sarah says, this is the most boring video I've ever made. It's like, this is what I ate this week and that's it. And so so I watched her video, but then I also went back and watched Liz's video from that week of my journey. And so that's what I started doing. So I've been watching Liz's videos at my same week for a while. So that's
you don't still do it.
I haven't done it for like the last couple months, but I did it for up until over a year. But then there's this other lady named Leah's VSG Journey. Leah VSG Journey. She's the first person that I watched all the way through. She's the first person I watched on YouTube. And it was one of those random things when you like type VSG into YouTube and it pops a person, and that's who popped up for me. And she has red hair. She has a very similar starting weight.
Oh, does she have a young daughter?
Yeah, she does.
Oh, okay. I do know who that is.
Yeah, she has a very similar starting weight.
But she doesn't make videos now,
She doesn't make any more videos. But she had a very similar starting weight than me. And she got all the way down to like 125-ish pounds. Yeah. And that was the first person that I felt like, okay, I could, not that I could do what she did, but like, there's a path for me forward, So I kind of got a lot from her, even though she doesn't make videos anymore.
Cool.
So,
okay, so we're sort of going back and forth. There are people that we individually thought inspired us, and then there are people that we both thought inspired us. So, of course, the first person we have to put as the one who inspired both of us is Patty. So
she's so irritated with me because I'm
Patty. It's all I've heard this
Patty.
whole day. Patty.
Yeah.
Well, I like Patty too, so it's okay. But she likes me more. Just saying.
Okay.
And you like me more. Just saying. So I win. Anyway. So the reason, Patty and I have gone through this journey. Like,
this is Patty's sweater too. Not Patty, her own sweater, but this is the sweater that Patty introduced us to. Yeah, you got it too.
I know.
Yeah.
But I don't wear it that much now that everybody's wearing it.
Okay. Anyway, Patty.
Okay. So
we have this huge list, and we're like 8 minutes in.
Oh, Jesus
FYI.
Christ. Okay. And we might have, I think we're going to do multiple parts. Let's do it in 15-minute parts.
Okay.
Just because that way I might actually be able to upload it.
God.
Because I'm in a hotel with very bad internet, as I discovered when I tried to Google Hangout with my boyfriend. Anyway. And with you, too. Yeah. And with you. Anyway. So Patty and I went through this whole journey together. Everybody knows that. We went through Kaiser classes together. But, there's a million ways that Patty's inspired me. But as it relates to this particular topic, I would have never in a million years have known that this YouTube community existed without her. I remember the first day, we had a little Facebook group of the people who were in our Kaiser class, and she posted a video, and I watched it. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she's doing that. And she looks so great, and blah, blah, blah. I could never do that. And then I started watching other people's videos. I never watched YouTube. I didn't do anything with YouTube. And so she introduced me to this whole community. And if it weren't for her, I wouldn't have watched videos. I wouldn't have made videos. I wouldn't have met all you fabulous people. I wouldn't be sitting here with Amy right now being lamey.
Oh, Jesus.
So anyway, that's how Patty inspired me.
So for me with Patty, I kind of came into it later. I went back and I watched, just like you, because I saw you both on the Naked Truth. That's how I kind of got to know both of you. The very first Naked Truth, which is like,
our second. I think Less of Sarah was the first Naked Truth, and we were the second.
Your very first Naked Truth.
Oh, mine. Yeah.
And so that's how I got to know both of you. So I went back and watched your videos then. But most recently, Patty has had a huge impact on me with plastics. Because not only about the videos that she's made on plastics and about Dr. Katzen and having those interviews with Dr. Katzen on Naked Truth, but also just like personal relationships. Like we chat or we text or whatever about plastics. And that's had a huge impact.
How often do you chat and text with her?
Not that much lately, Patty. What's up, man?
Just I think she hasn't been feeling that well.
Yeah, but so, but occasionally we'll chat or text, or if I have questions, Patty's really great about answering whatever questions I have. I love Patty.
Okay. So, while I'm going to my next person, why don't you open the next bottle of champagne?
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Because that's important, right?
Okay.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about some boys.
Oh, jeez.
So, one of the people that inspired me was Walter. what's his YouTube name? What was his YouTube name? BSG
Walter
Warrior.
Beasley. Oh yeah.
Walter Beasley. What did you say?
Walter Beasley or
Walter Beasley. I think that's his Facebook. Anyway, you guys all know who Walter is, and he did something that inspired me before he even had surgery. He did a video early on where he talked about not being so down on the people that we were before when we were overweight. And that was really impactful for me because I was pretty down on that person, that 400-pound person. And it's sort of hard as you start to move away from that person, not to get upset about what you were and what you let yourself become. But that was a real turning point for me in terms of how I looked at that person that I was just, 2 years ago. And having more empathy and love for that person who was doing the best that she could to get through the day. And when she didn't need that extra weight anymore, she was ready to let it go. So that was something important that Walter did. Here, I'll take this over while you talk about your person.
Okay, so my person for the next one was another boy. And this is somebody I've never met, and he doesn't make that many videos anymore. I think I've seen some of his videos from a long time ago. But it's Kurt. And it's something that he said on Facebook that has stayed with me. This is how randomly that you can impact someone else's life and not even know it or appreciate it. But so, do you guys remember when Mama Mia and a whole bunch of other people were doing the 5-day pouch test like forever ago? And there was this big discussion on Facebook about the 5-day pouch test. And Kurt said, I thought we all had this surgery so we didn't have to do the 5-day pouch test anymore.
So we didn't have to diet anymore.
Yeah, basically, so we didn't have to diet. We didn't have to go through that anymore. And that had such a huge impact on me. And I have returned to those words so many times when I felt myself like tempted to go down the road of like deprivation and dieting and getting back into the diet mindset. And so I really appreciated that from Kurt. And again, he's not somebody who I've ever interacted with, or he doesn't make that many videos anymore. But it's something he said one time, and I will quote that back to people now. I'm like, Kurt said this a long time ago.
He's very deep.
He is.
He really is. I can't remember what it was he said at WLSFA last year in his panel that really impacted me, but I'm sure I did a video on it. So,
but in this, someone else, and this is not on our list, but I would say that Betty Luhu is another one of those people who said things in her blog. Again, she doesn't make videos, but she said things in her blog that made me think about the process differently. And those things that she said changed the way I felt about going through this journey. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, well, why don't you start the next double one?
So the next one is someone that we both talked about that we shared as somebody who's having a huge impact on us, and that was Nirvana. I started watching Nirvana. It was after her bypass, before her band over bypass, and I actually went back and watched a lot of her early videos, and she did a lot of earlier videos. Like, now she's doing a lot of workout videos, and she did a lot of those videos as well, like very early on. And that
she did workout videos.
Yeah, she did workout videos. Her very early videos. She went to the gym. Kind of similar to what she's doing now, and that had a huge impact on me because I was seeing her really push herself with exercise. And this is somebody who was pretty significantly overweight still, and what she's doing now as well. So the exercise portion of Nirvana's videos, but also that she's been very open with her skin and her skin issues and her skin acceptance, and with her mental illness struggles in her videos. And so I feel like for lots of different reasons, Nirvana, the fact that she's keeping it real and being open about things that are not easy to talk about, that's had a huge impact on me.
Yeah, and I agree with that. The other thing about Nirvana is just how she keeps on keeping on. This has not been an easy journey for her. Mm-hmm. She started at a very high weight. She's been at this for a while. She had 2 revisions?
No, just one. She had a bypass.
Okay, and band over bypass. And plastic surgeries through this process. And I had not, it was probably like this time last year when I was in Bentonville. I had only started watching her a couple weeks before that, and I think she was having her paniculectomy or something right around the time I was here last year. But she keeps on keeping on, and she keeps trying, and she keeps persevering, and she was doing amazing. And I got to meet her a couple months ago when she was in LA, and she's just a really pure, vulnerable spirit who shares that with everybody, and I think that's really amazing. Mm-hmm. So how many minutes in are we?
We're at 15 minutes, so let's stop and we'll do a part 2.
Okay, sounds good.
We'll go faster.
Okay, maybe.
Love you guys.
Okay, bye.